right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live here with Teamer Yagamas Will Combo up against Sultai Delirium here on our, I just like calling this deck everything than what it is because it does so many things. It's really a jack of all trades.
You're going to have to hope Cedric doesn't watch this show.
Yeah. Don't worry, he doesn't. He told us that.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay, so today we are playing the Lotus Breach combo that had a breakout performance last weekend at PT Phoenix up against the World. We are trying 3 decks that we think are going to have some game against it. Decks that we think are going to be able to interact with the combo in some ways. Band Spirits was pretty close. It was a very close match.
On paper, that matchup looks really good, right? The Band Spirits deck is very disruptive with Spellcaller, Mausoleum Wanderer, a bunch of counter spells in the sideboard, has a good clock. But in reality, like, you just need so much because this deck is so powerful and so resilient that the matchup ends up being close. And we saw a close matchup where you were able to squeak it out in 3 games.
Yep. And you gotta, I mean, from a new Lotus Breach player up against a Band Spirit, you're going to get destroyed because you got to have direction. The main thing is you got to have direction. You got to know what you're working towards each turn. When is your key turns to set up? When is your key turns to go for it? When you have to go for it. There's a lot of different things with that. And that's the plain thing. We're going to be saying this all day is pressure mixed with disruption is the hardest thing. You got to try to get around it. Now, this is a matchup where you lack in pressure. You're playing Sultai Delirium, which was made popular by Jo Larsen at PT Belgium?
Brussels. Yeah.
Brussels. Nailed it. That he made popular, and then the Jun Trinity from Ultimate Genesis, Reed Duke, Brad Nelson, and then Logan Nettles all played this from my team. And I was actually on this deck up until Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday after Versus Live, I went home to go do a bunch of testing, get ready for the Players Tour last week. I played Sultai Delirium because Brad was on it. I almost always go with Brad because, I mean, he's a great deck builder. He usually has a heads up on that.
You two also like similar things.
We do.
You're pretty tight with the Jun Trinity.
I am, but I'm starting to steer away. Ever since Urza absolutely ruined me in Modern, and now I just love these cool combo decks that, like, can play control. Just combo control, you know? So now Huey was just, I have never seen Huey this excited about a deck. Every time we ask him in a team meeting or something, be like, do you like this deck? And he's like, it's fine, you know? I mean, like, this is like Mono Blue at Mythic Championship 1. He's like, this deck is fine or whatever. But here I'm like, do you like this deck? He's like, it's completely obscene. It's completely broken. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to try a league. I tried a league. I was clicking buttons at random. I had no idea what I was doing, and I 4-1'd losing a match to a complete punt. So I'm like, okay, the power's here. So then I tried it out, and I'm just like, okay, sorry, Brad. We had a meeting for the Sultai deck, and within an hour, I'm like, yep, I am not playing that deck. Not because the deck's bad, because Breach, I think it was just very good for the weekend.
Sultai Delirium still put up a very good result over the course of the weekend. This is Jacob Wilson's list, who took 3rd.
Yep.
And I think is going to be a tier 1 deck moving forward.
Yep.
The power of Uro is on display here. In particular, that card is busted against aggressive decks.
Yeah.
And so the Sultai Delirium deck really beats up on aggressive decks.
Yeah.
Band Spirits can be tough. But even that matchup,
it's very close though.
Yeah, you have good cheap removal against them. Yeah. Uro is still a problem. Bant has Nebelgast Herald to help contain it.
Yeah.
Whereas like Mono Red and Mono Black, Mono Red just can't beat it in a million.
Well, Mono Red, I was just gonna bring up. You know, Ben White's PT winning deck that can beat it now.
They curve it to Obligator, like maybe they could beat it.
No,
like,
for Ostodon. Frostodon is the card for that. And then, if you ever get to Obligator it, it's just insane. But even Ben was in my chat last night when I was playing his deck, and he even said, he's like, I just think it's still a bad matchup.
Yeah. Still doesn't seem great. So, like you said, I'm lacking in pressure here. Maybe I can get a quick Uro down or something like that. But apparently Jacob has been really aggressively using the 1 Scavenging Ooze.
Yes.
Trying to traverse for that and use that to both, apply some pressure and control your graveyard. So the Breach aspect is lessened, because I think if I force you into the Emrakul plan, I'm pretty good, or not Emrakul, Ugin. I'm pretty good in that long game. Like, I can beat that ramp plan.
Yeah, Emrakul, you just mill me. You just combo off.
You Ugin, I Emrakul, I win.
Yeah.
Right? Even if I can't combo you off, I'm just going to -X the Ugin, and the Emrakul is going to stay around.
Exactly.
And so that's a really good sign for a deck when you're playing against this really versatile combo deck that can even play multiple roles. The initial aspect is, I need to go for hate, but then you just lose to their diversity.
Yep.
When you have a deck whose game plan is naturally strong against their backup plan, now your hate is a lot more effective.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's why we saw Sultai Delirium still put up good results, you know? And I think it's pretty funny from the Sultai Delirium spot. For this matchup, you need to know how to combo with Lotus Breach, because if you take my turn, I'm like, here, and be like, you're dead, right? I can mill you. I was like, let's see it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah. You tell me.
You're controlling me, you know? You need to know how to combo. So it's kind of funny that if you're playing Sultai, you better practice a league with Breach in case you need to actually combo.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll have any worries there. I think I'm fine. I am going to be on the play.
Yeah, because you're not going to resolve an Emrakul. Let's get real. All right, so let's do this. Don't forget, I forgot to mention, tag at Star City Games if you want some questions answered by me or Ross or Rob. Ask Rob some questions, you know what I mean?
Rob likes answering.
Yeah, I'll certainly reply.
Okay, perfect. So we will get those answered in between the games.
I'm much better at which shoes should you wear than what magic card should you play.
Hey, that's fair. Those are still valid questions.
Okay. Well, my hand is heinous, and we'll be going back. It has 2 fatal pushes in it.
Love it. Yeah. Hey, you can kill those Fey Wishes with the trigger on the stack.
Got it. Yeah.
So this hand is a keep. You know, I told you a very valuable lesson at the beginning that you shouldn't keep a hand without a way to get Lotus Field. Well, I think this is true most of the time. On the draw, we have enough things we can do to get there, as well as just a good hand if and when we find it. So I think this is a keeper. And you really want to be wary about how much you mulligan against these Thoughtseize decks. You know, I wouldn't know this matchup going in if we were just at a tournament. But if you do have any, insight into what your opponent's playing, if it's a Thoughtseize matchup, you got to be a little careful on how far you go down.
Yeah, your range needs to be a little bit wider.
Exactly.
Okay, this is a reasonable 6. We'll put the fatal push on the bottom.
Okie dokie.
That one's irrelevant anyway.
Okay.
And I am going to start on Blooming Marsh.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. We are going to draw. All right, that was a pretty solid draw. Pass to you.
Okay. We'll play Fable Passage and Thoughtseize.
Okay. We got a hand.
Well, definitely going to take the unique card, and that's the Sylvan Scrying that finds Lotus Field.
That was, of course, what I top deck. Why wouldn't you Thoughtseize me on turn 1?
I didn't Thoughtseize on turn 1.
God, what if I grazered you into oblivion?
Yeah. I wasn't going to do anything on turn 2. Might as well give you an extra card to draw that I can see.
All right. You done, bud?
Yeah, I'm getting an island off this.
Okay. Is that a good draw? That might be good. Okay. We're going to take a pain.
Yes, drawing a Sylvan Scrying.
Strategic planning.
Yep. So you're at 19, I'm at 18.
Okay, so now these are some goods. These are some goods. Now, what do we truly want? This is quite interesting. I can see a case for all 3 of these cards with this as what we drew. I want to land so that if I ever do get Lotus Field, I can Thespian stage it. But I'm gonna strategic planning again. I would like a combo card. It's really close. I think we're going to take this just because of the power level of the card and pass to you, but we had a choice between a land and a scrying. It was quite the good one.
That suggests to me that you found a Lotus Field of some kind, either another scrying or the field itself.
You never know.
Not a great draw there. I'll go to 17 and get this tracker down so we can start applying some pressure.
Okay.
Or go to 16, sorry.
16, yep.
Pass the turn.
All right, we'll untap. Okay, decent draw there. I don't think we can win this turn, so let's not try. Let's take a pain. Let's go to 18, strategic planning.
Yep.
Now we just want a combo piece of some regards. And I think this is a very easy, obvious, this card. Put these to the graveyard, even though Dispute is quite good in this matchup. And then we got the Lotus Field here. Pass to you.
So there's a question from chat.
Absolutely.
Does this Lotus Breach deck make Deathrite Shaman playable?
No. No, it doesn't.
I figured that would be the answer, but
Everybody they always bring up Deathrite Shaman as like a piece of graveyard hate, but that was always a very marginal aspect of the card.
It was a ramp. It was a ramp card.
It was a mana creature that was still good late in the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, in the matchup like Reanimator, sure, you know, you got to play it turn 1 and force their first attempt to go off and then like have a great card up.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like Reanimator has been great since Deathrite Shaman got banned. It's not that specific card that was holding it down.
Agreed.
It's a very weak piece of graveyard hate.
I am 100% with you.
Okay. I have another Thoughtseize. So,
Okay.
and your hand. So you can Vizier to net, cycle Vizier to net 1 mana, play the stage, copy Lotus Field, cycle Vizier to net 1 mana, and hope to find a Hidden Strings.
Yeah, we're definitely missing a Hidden Strings here as a way to lock this up. I mean, if this was Hidden Strings, I don't think it would matter what you take, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would. Yeah, because you have the breach. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm just taking breach. Because again, like that's the unique effect. I could take the Fae, but then you just get to breach and cast the Fae. So like,
I do think it's one of these, and I don't know which one I'd rather you take.
I think I have to take the breach.
Okay.
I'll go to 14. I'm gonna play another Blooming Marsh, get a clue. I'm gonna immediately sack that clue, get a counter.
Get the beat down.
Just maximize pressure.
14.
14. You're up.
All right.
So I don't have any more disruption, and your hand is quite good. So I need to get this game over with.
So we're gonna play this. We could float. Do some stuff. I don't think it's correct to go for it right now, and I don't feel insanely pressured, so we're able to just kind of chill and then pass to you.
Yeah, very unlikely to die.
Yep. Okay. So this is one thing I want to point out here. If you expect Field of Ruin whatsoever, you do this right away, because they can Field of Ruin this in response, and that becomes a bit of a problem. But these decks, I don't anticipate a ton of that.
Okay, I'll go to 12 and get a clue.
Okay.
I will sacrifice that clue, I think. See if we can find Ooze or another Thoughtseize. We did not.
Okay.
See, now you're going to have 6 mana.
But we are still missing a lot of combo pieces right now. Like, I mean, we really need Horror of the Pages or Hidden Strings.
You're at 14.
Yep.
This is an attack for 5.
Yep, I'm gonna go to 9, so likely have 2 turns, even if I need to set up a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll just play Murderous Rider and get in for 5.
Okay, I'm down to 9.
9, pass the turn. Now I'm going to be 1 short with the land. I need a Fable Passage.
Yeah, and now, I mean, we go. I mean, it's we're not, you know, this isn't like a huge favored win here, but it's definitely a shot. That was the worst draw on the deck. Okay, so we'll start with these Viziers.
Another Lotus Field?
No, it's much worse. All right, so cycle.
1 blue and pool.
1 blue, untap, draw. Cycle, 2 blue. Okay, those were not great. So now I think we just need to dig for more things here. So we're gonna go with 3 green. I'm gonna go down to 1 green. Seder Wayfinder.
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will pick nothing. All right, that's not good. We're definitely missing what we need here. We still got some things we can do. And I don't think we're going to immediately die on the crackback, so I think we're okay on that. So we're going to start with 3... Well, actually, all right. We got a plan. I don't know if it's great, but we are going to go with a Botanical Sanctum.
Okay.
3 red.
Has another breach.
Nope. 4 blue. All right, so we have 6, 7 mana. I am just... Oh, this is 8, huh? Did I do that right? So I had, what, 1 of each? I thought I had enough to explode.
We started the turn with 6. We cycled to 2 Viziers, essentially going to 8. This goes to 9. This costs 2. Yeah, you should have 7.
7, yeah, so I'm short. Okay, so I can't do that for 3, so that's a bad plan. We're gonna...
this one.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go back to the drawing boards. I think I'm going to start by cycling this.
Floating
Yeah,
blue.
with the... I'm going to float that green, actually.
Green.
Yep. So we're going to draw. All right. Well, now let's go with Grazer. Play a land. Granted. Could just get the breach and try to do it next turn. We could just get Ugin here. We can cast it. It seems pretty strong. Force you to have something to answer that.
Yeah.
Let's just get Eugene. Okay, pass to you.
Yeah. This was the maximum punishing scenario. I think I got greedy trying to play Rider.
Yeah.
Probably should have just left the clue in and jammed this 3/5.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
But what do we do now?
Back to the drawing board. So we're still a ways off Emrakul, so I don't have to be terrified of that. But yeah, once again, I mean, one pour over the pages, one strings, and I think we would have that last turn. But we're, definitely not dead yet.
Okay, let's crack this clue.
Okay.
Push the Grazer
It's dead.
and attack for that.
I'll chump.
You go to 7, I go to 14.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right. We're going to untap. So I don't think you played disputes or anything. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Ugin.
Yep.
All right. -3. Go to 4. So now we're the Ugin ramp deck.
And I'm going to go to 12.
Okay.
I'm going to play Jace and Ishkana.
Okay.
No Delirium, unfortunately.
Alrighty. Done.
That's the turn. Delirium there would have been nice because I would force a -2.
Yeah. I'm going to start with pour over the pages.
Yep.
Float a blue. All right. Discard.
Good to draw.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Discard this. No, I think we still need more help. So I could play this discard. That's 4 mana.
You could just explosion this for 5 and plus on Jace.
I
Right?
definitely can. That's our worst play.
Okay. Well, I don't think I could beat that one. So that's not great.
So we're going to start by floating 4 blue down to 2 blue. Strategic planning.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. None of that is good. I guess we'll take a blast zone. I guess we don't have to reveal. Now we will strategic planning again.
Yep.
All right, we'll take that.
The planning goes in the graveyard too.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. That would be a sick card. I was like, they're all coming back, I promise. Okay. Hidden strings, floating 1 blue.
Yep.
Let's do this. Okay, so 1 blue in pool. I will add another blue, 0 floating. I will expansion this. Okay. Targets this as well. Expansion resolves. Float 6 blue. Hidden strings resolves. No cipher. Now I will play and discard. Bring this back. 5 blue down to 1 blue. Granted. Breach. 3 red down to 1 red. Breach. And now I go like all this.
Do you have another? You don't have another Fae though, right?
We don't have
I
another
guess you
Fae
have-
yet.
You have the one in Adventure.
Yep, that one's on Adventure. So we start by hitting... This one's actually very close and convoluted. I do have the win here, but I do want everyone to know this here. So we go like this. Untap, get rid of 3 cards. put that here. And now, since you have no cards in hand, what you have to start doing is pouring over the pages, so you gain cards, and then...
each pour is going to net 1 mana.
Exactly, so we're going to net 1 mana. I have to exile 3 for that. All right, cast pour. I'm going to untap this. Okay, so, I mean, I'll discard this. This goes to the graveyard. Yeah.
Now you just get the Tome Scour.
Now I just get the Tome Scour. 1 blue floating. Granted. Tome Scour. Tome Scour myself. And then you have the Hidden Strings Tome Scour combo. We can get enough cards where we can either get enough mana where we just explosion you for lethal, or we pour over the pages so we draw cards. Eventually, when we deck ourselves, then we'll get Fae back, bring that back, and Jace.
Yeah. You're gonna mill another Fae that you can grant it from the graveyard anyway.
Don't even need it. Yeah, because I'll have a card in hand. If I just start when you have no cards in hand, that's the only resource you're short on. Then you just keep you have to keep pouring over the pages until you have like 4 cards, and then you discard those 2 to the Fae and go again.
And regardless of what. Cards you had drawn off that first pour, you're going to get this Fae back. You're going to have enough mana with the Hidden Strings to be...
I mean, should I go through it?
No. There was an argument for me wanting to leave up Abrupt Decay instead of playing the Jace in case you had a Breach combo, but that seemed like it was going to be difficult to do, and I thought this set me up best against the Ugin. So you just, again, pushed me in too many different directions.
And it didn't matter if you did that, because I had 4 mana when I played this. The first spell I cast is another Underworld Breach. And then it gets around Abrupt Decay as well. And then you Hidden Strings. So the deck can do it all.
Doing everything.
Yep.
Well, another clean Game 1 victory for Lotus Breach. And we are once again going to take a short break and get sideboard set up and finish out this match with Sultai Delirium. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Versus Live. We are sideboarding in our matchup between Sultai Delirium and Lotus Breach. On my side, we've got a lot of good sideboard cards here. A bunch of counter spells, some unmoored egos, 3 copies. So we'll get to play that game of what card do I name. The good news is, because I think I'm good against the ramp strategy...
That just reminds me of an episode of Whose Line Is His Anyways. What will he name? And it doesn't really matter.
I think I'm going to be targeting the Breach side of things and the Lotus Field side of things more than the Ugin and Fae side of things. And then I've got 1 copy of Leyline of Void. That's all you need. You never want the second copy.
Yeah, you just draw the first one.
Yeah, you just draw the first one. And then 1 Brain Maggot is a nice card to traverse for if I want 1 more piece of Hand Disruption. Fatal Push, obviously the worst card, comes out.
My Grazers are going to get out of hand.
Yeah. We got a bunch of tutor targets that are good against creature decks and things that are irrelevant. Sorcery Speed, Disenchant, not good against Underworld
Not good,
Breach.
nope.
I'm leaving in 1 of the 2 Murderous Riders just as a way to potentially deal with Ugin. Not sure if that's right, but it seems easy enough to do. And then I'm cutting the 1 Lilion, another grindy card that's good against small creatures. Just those are the cards that get cut. Combo cards come in.
Sounds great. Okay, so from my end, once again, when you're sideboarding, just ask yourself these basic questions. Do I think I might get Unmoored Ego or Slaughter Games? If yes, leave that expansion in. I think it's a possibility I could. So I bring that in. I always...
They're not anywhere.
Yeah. So I always leave that in. Honestly, if you're playing blue and black, I'm leaving it in no matter what, because the cost of it is pretty low anyways. It's already just sometimes really good. Can be a counter spell, can help you ramp with strings. If there's any chance, because then you just lose. If you get egoed for your phase and you don't have the expansion explosion, the game's over. So I wanted that. I always bring in Unravel the Aether against any black deck for Leyline. I always, once again, leave in the other copy. You need to have this, but you might as well bring in 1. You only need 1 on the board. Mystical Dispute can also hit Uro. Any other counter spells if we're fighting a fight. I like trimming on Grazers in a decent amount of matchups where speed doesn't truly matter, and speed doesn't matter that much here. Yeah. So I like cutting that. I can't even see cutting 2. Yeah, I'm on the draw. I just thought of it. I want to cut 2 Grazers and leave this type of card in. On the play, I like doing what I just had laid out there, but on the draw, I like cutting Grazers.
Yeah, definitely in...
Now you're just going to get hurt by that Leyline of the Void.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll be for sure happening.
Against heavy discard decks, you're right. Speed much less important.
Yep.
You want Wayfinder's going to still leave you a card.
Yeah,
that's always important against those Thoughtseizes.
What I want to set up, I mean, my ideal hand is not having to cast Sylvan's Crying, because that is a liability against the Thoughtseize deck. My ideal hand is just 2 lands, the Lotus Field, and just Planning, Seder, Wayfinder, you know, just redundancy. That's what I like. It'll build into something. Your Thoughtseize pretty much do nothing.
You want the top of your deck to be as juiced as possible.
Exactly. All right, but you got a question for us, Rob, while we shuffle up?
I do. So when the Lotus Breach decks first came out, we saw that they were playing Chronic Flooding.
Yep.
What has been the reason for the evolution to now just playing like the Tome Scour on the sideboard? Is it just a better construction overall, just a little leaner?
Well, from my understanding, with the Chronic Flooding, you needed Chronic Flooding, Hidden Strings, and Breach, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now all you need is Hidden Strings, Breach, and a Fae. And then you can play Fae, which is a very versatile card, and Chronic Flooding is a very narrow card that is very bad, except when you're killing. So I think that's just a trade for Fae of Wishes, being able to just do anything. Compared to Chronic Flooding, which just makes you a very all-in kind of linear combo deck, Fae allows you to pivot.
Yep.
I think that's all it is.
Makes you much better against Graveyard Hate, the Chronic Flooding decks. They used Chronic Flooding in addition to just fuel dig through time.
Yep.
But now you're down to 1 dig through time. That's another card that, you know, Graveyard Hate beats up. And so it's really about being resilient to Graveyard Hate. And Chronic Flooding doesn't let you do that. The One Tome Scour and Fae of Wishes package gives you that resilience without really sacrificing much in terms of a deterministic kill.
Yep. I love it. Keep those questions flowing in. We're going to get started with game 2. I'm on the draw.
This hand is quite good. I will keep it.
You know, this hand is a risker, but I actually think this is a keep as well. So we're going to try it. This has a fail rate, let me tell you.
I'm going to be tapping out my next 2 turns, so I will seize on turn 1 this time.
Hello.
I will take Temple of Mystery.
Yeah, dang it. Temple to find the other land. I got 2 draws at it, and then this hand's quite good.
So I'm just going to take Strategic Planning, seeing as you have redundant copies of the other things.
Makes sense.
And now, like, even if you hit the land, you just don't have any combo pieces.
Yeah, well, I have to go get... But yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're at 18.
Yep, pass the turn.
All right, I will take 1. Graze.
Never didn't have it.
All right, Scry.
Yep.
I don't want a Hidden Strings right now. That's a combo piece, but something we are not all about.
I will play a Forest and pass the turn.
All right. Okay. Now we could have a dispute open for like an Uro or something, but I don't think it's worth it. So we're just going to start with Sylvan Scrying.
Yep.
All right.
Get that field.
Nah, we're going to get the Thespian stage. We drew the field.
Yeah, I'll sell.
Oh, I wasn't done yet. Very key play. Get in with the Grazer.
Sure.
Yeah.
In your comment step. Before you play.
Yeah. Get him.
Okay. Well, not a great set of 5, but we did hit the Uro, which is nice.
Yep.
Fortunately, you have multiple disputes.
I do.
And I can't Uro next turn.
I do have the disputes.
Seems like we might as well take Wayfinder.
Wait a minute. I should have one of these Sylvan Scryings in my hand, right?
Yes.
I only cast 1.
Yeah. We have land drops. Let's just take the Wayfinder, continue to mill through our deck.
Okay.
Seeing as we're going to have to exile 5 cards to that Uro eventually.
But I mean, you got to stop the pressure.
That's true. Don't worry. We already have that covered.
Oh, dang it. Okay. Can't beat it.
Pass.
All right. Untap. Pretty good draw. Very scripted turn for us here, though. We just want to play this, say go. Now we're able to hold up dispute well, Thespian staging.
Okay, let's
take 1.
Yeah, let's shock. Go
so
to
you're
16,
only taking
then go to
1.
17.
Yep.
Then I will play a Wayfinder.
Okay. Don't care too much about this.
Definitely going to take Fable Passage since it lets me control the top of our deck more with Courser.
And now you have 2 Fable Passages in hand, right? Okay.
Well, how many basics are in this deck?
There are 5.
5?
Yeah, so you
I'm not taking that Fable Passage then.
Yep.
Let's just take the Overgrown Tomb.
Yep. I could be wrong on that, Rob, but I'm pretty sure 5, right?
I'll check.
Okay.
That is a lot of lands.
Yep.
Yes. So we.
This has 4 listed: 2 forests, an island, and 1 swamp.
Oh, so now
So
my
you're already
other field
bricked.
passage is out.
Nice.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, good call not getting the second one, bud.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Good thing we took that fabled passage and then milled our only remaining basic.
Smart.
Yeah, pass the turn.
All right. We will copy. 1 blue floating. Yeah. Okay. So this is a Lotus field. Untap. Up to 6 mana. All right. Can't do much here, though, unfortunately. We're going to go with 3 green, 1 green floating.
Scrying's good.
Okay. Now, I mean, there is one other utility land we can get, but you know what? Let's just keep getting mana. We'll get a Thespian stage, play it, and say go. We're just setting up, and we also have nothing to do, so that's a pretty good reason. You just got all the lands, huh?
Indeed, I do.
Okay.
I will shock and gain 1, so I'm at 16.
16, yep. Uh-oh. There it is.
Okay, well, that's a good draw, so we will leave that on top.
Smart.
And I will attack with my 2 creatures.
Block. Take 1.
You're at 18.
All right.
Pass the turn.
You got the pressure now. All right, 3 blue, floating a blue. Thespian stage here. They're all Lotus fields now. I'm going to untap.
Yep.
Okay, now we need some action. That's not it. Let's just go with a temple. Scry. Don't need another land, so pass to you. And this deck does this plenty of times, you know. You just you have a bunch of setup, but you need those spells. And I mean, you did Thought Eraser by strategic planning, but
Okay, let's shock. Go to 15 after the Courser trigger.
okay.
And see if you want to trade 2 disputes for this ego.
I do not. It resolves.
So now
What do you name?
I think I name Fae of Wishes.
Okay. It's definitely reasonable.
Yeah, I'm gonna name Fae of Wishes because Fae is also an underworld breach, which are the 2 things I'm worried about. But it also has that combo potential.
Alrighty, now we'll see if we can win without our phase. It is definitely tougher. Now there's one specific card we're really looking for. That's some Pour Over the Pages. That's what we want to draw.
I was thinking about naming Pour Over the Pages.
Yeah,
as well.
it's interesting. I'll block.
Which one?
I'll block the 2 power.
Okay, you're at 17.
All right. These are all in an adventure. All right, these are gone for good.
You're up.
All right. I'm at 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Tap. That's not a good draw. Pass to you.
Okay. Now we have this traverse. Whoa. Sorcery, creature, land, instant. So Emrakul costs 9.
Thank God we're a ways away from that. Really needs to be pouring over thy pages.
Okay. I am going to shock, lose 1 again, so I'm at 14.
14, okay.
Now let's see if you want to trade your 2 disputes for this Uro. We're gonna 2, 3, 4, 5. So we still leave Delirium.
It's definitely closer to want to deal with this, because this actually clocks me. But you can basically just play it again pretty easily. I think we might just have to win next turn, just get lucky. But I don't want that Uro to be attacking me next turn, so yeah, we'll dispute. Floating 2 blue.
Yeah. Am I concerned about dying next turn?
Should always be concerned about dying.
Yeah, I am always concerned about dying.
Yeah.
That's right. But I think I'm actually just going to let that resolve, and because I'm pretty far ahead, and now I'm going to like I don't mind trading this traverse for the other one.
So what do you go get? Don't truly know, but yeah, it resolves.
Okay. I am going to get Scavenging Ooze.
Okay.
Seeing as that I can cast next turn and will stop Breach from being an issue.
Yep.
And I will attack with those.
I will take one.
You're at 16.
All right.
You can go.
One time. Give me a good draw. One time. Hit. That's not a good draw. All right. Go.
You're at 16. I'm at 14. This is revealed.
Okay.
Draw this Murderous Rider, which is pretty bad. Play this, gain a life.
Okay.
I'm at 15.
15.
Attack with these.
Block. Take one.
15 all.
Yep.
And play Scavenging Ooze.
Okie dokie.
I will then pass the turn.
All right. I'll Thespian stage another Lotus Field here.
Yep.
3 blue. Cycle. 1 blue floating.
Yep.
Drop. Dang it. That's not what we wanted. Go.
On your end step, exile the Vizier.
Yep.
Gain a life. I go to 16.
Yep.
Exile the Strategic Planning.
Okay.
And don't have any phase, so I don't have to worry about the... no, just the planning.
Okay.
I'm also going to try to Swift on the Grazer.
Grazer. Well, I can counter that. I may not be able to counter anymore. I at least have another blocker. It does soak up a lot of damage. All right. Doesn't feel great.
Okay. Draw this.
Yep.
Now let's...
All this mana, nothing to do.
we have to do the traverse first. So let's traverse.
Okay. Land, sorcery,
The first 4.
creature.
everything.
Yep. Okay.
Let's just get this Brain Maggot.
Okay. Reasonable.
Yeah. Cast it. Take a Hidden Strings.
Is it exiled or?
It's exiled until under the Maggot.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Now let's Uro.
Okay. And then next turn, that ego can just put lights out here, I think. So you're going to go to 18.
Yep. Or 19.
19. Okay.
Draw a card.
Yep.
Put this land onto the battlefield. Go to 20.
Yep.
And sacrifice it. See if I can hit a land off the Courser.
You don't have a basic.
Yep, I know. Just shuffle my deck.
Oh, gotcha,
So I
gotcha.
haven't made a land drop for turn yet.
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
Still have that tracker. So now I will attack with those.
All right. I'll block Courser.
Take 4.
Yep.
You're at 11.
11.
Pass the turn.
All right. Well, we got to win this turn. More than likely. Oop. That's not going to do it. Sack these and pass to you.
Draw a tracker.
Yep.
You're at 11.
Yep.
So I'll just decay this thing and attack for lethal.
All right. That's game. Yep. Didn't find any action. Found some disputes, but there's pour over the pages. You know that. Oh. All right. Well, just a case of not being able to draw anything to let me actually dig through the deck. And that'll happen. You did some good jobs of, ripping apart my hand. Decent, I mean, you just have to be heavy on disruption because you don't pressure, plain and simple. So.
And then my best pressure Uro is something that you can contain with dispute.
Yep.
I had to wait till turn 7 or 8.
Yep.
To escape the Uro.
And that can be a bit of a problem. All right, so we're gonna. Hey, at least we're going to game 3 with all these matchups as well.
Yeah, they can always contend, but.
Yep. All right, Rob, you got a question while we shuffle up for a third game?
Yeah, first off, why not double dispute there on the Unmoored Ego?
On the Unmoored Ego? Because you can win without it. Because you can win without it, and it wasn't a big deal. Faye would have been a good draw, but it wouldn't have been lights out. You know, it wouldn't have been for the win. And that's the problem, because Breach didn't find me enough. Like, I'd be able to hidden strings a while, and maybe it would have. So there is a thought to do it, and maybe I'm wrong, and I'm definitely not saying it was for sure right, but I wanted to protect it just for if I had, or I wanted to keep the disputes just in case I drew poor over the pages, and I could protect that. All right, so I will go first.
And then there was also a question, people were mentioning at the PT, it seemed like Huey was bringing in a lot of his finishers when he expected his opponent to play Unmoored Ego. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, he does bring in some. I don't think it's particularly amazing. Like, I could see bringing in one Ugin, because, like, you don't always search for that in this matchup. But I know he brought in a lot of threats against blue-white control because you don't have time to grant it. But don't bring in Ugin a ton. I think there was like 2 or 3 matches that he was bringing him in. And I didn't agree with all of them, but he's Huey. I'm not, so.
Okay. Well, I'm going to mulligan out a turn.
Yeah, me too.
Somehow still had more lands than Corey with my 1-lander.
Impressive. Impressive. We don't really play a ton of lands in this deck. They just count for a lot of lands. So.
Yes.
If you got one more question, Rob, we'll take it.
Yeah. People are also wondering, how does the mirror usually go for Lotus Breach?
It's if both players are skilled, it's very luck based. There's not much you can do. We looked over all the cards because we were expecting it to be big. We were gonna figure other people were gonna figure it out. But we all looked through the gathering to figure if there was some way to break it, but we just came to the part you just want to keep your grazers in, try to be as fast as possible. And yeah, Lost Legacy doesn't do much, so you don't really want to bring that in. It's really luck based, plain and simple. Okay. I can keep this even though it's not great.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping. It's just a question of which of these cards I'm putting on the bottom.
Okay.
I kind of want to keep this to apply pressure as opposed to keeping another narrow disruptive card.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I just want the pressure.
All right. Yeah, our hand is not great here, but we are going to just put this land on bottom. God, it's close between this or this land, but I think we need the extra help from the scry. So we're going to go like this. Scry. Don't really want that other land, so we'll pass to you.
I will start with a Traverse for Swamp. You're up.
Untap. All right. We got another temple here. Scry. All right. And that. Definitely keeping that on top. And we'll pass to you.
Ross, given that Abrupt Decay is your way to interact with Underworld Breach after it has resolved, how important do you feel that card is in this matchup?
Not very.
Yeah. There's the way to play around it where you just breach and have another breach as your first spell, and then Abrupt Decay does Stone Cold nothing.
Okay, well, we drew a Blooming Marsh, which really punished us for finding Swamp there.
Love it.
But I will Thoughtseize you.
Okay.
And I will... So you left on top, so I assume you have the... field on the top of your deck, or Sylvan Scrying.
Yeah.
One of those two.
Definitely reasonable to assume.
So that'll be your next turn. Your turn after will be Stage Copy. Then you're going to have 7 mana, right, with the Forest, so you're able to go Breach Pour.
Isn't it messed up?
Which makes me want to take the Breach.
Because you can get unlucky with Pour of the pages and just not get there, you know?
Yeah, I think I just have to take the Breach.
Okay.
So that'll put me to 18, and then I'm going to Traverse again for an island.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Zunk. Your go. We did keep the field on top. So our scries definitely paid off. We just kept 2 scry lands instead of a Botanical Sanctum, but we didn't have anything else, so might as well. The scry is really important. Temple of Mystery maybe should be a 4 of. It's so big. Yeah. But Botanical Sanctum is also pretty messed up.
Continuing to get very punished.
Isn't Isn't that just the story of Versus Live?
Okay. We need to find more disruption, so I'm going to play a Jace.
Okay.
Hope my next 2 draws yield something good.
Jace is quite good against us. Okay, that was also quite good. Okay, Cycle, float a blue.
Yeah.
Draw. Pour. Untap.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Don't think we need this Grazer. We did play our land, right? Thespian Stage was our land.
Yeah, I screwed this up. I screwed up the sequencing.
Did you?
On my end. I should have gotten an island to start, play Jace on turn 2, Thought Seized on 3.
And then try to double Thoughtseize kind of thing?
Well, now I'm going to be a card short from transforming it. Whereas if I got it down on turn 2, I'd have that extra card.
We're going to discard Grazer. We can't do anything of meaning this turn, so we're just going to say go. Copy Lotus Field here. But, I mean, just a value pour over the page like that turn is just great. You know, Vizier netted us 1 mana, which is just enough to do a little bit of looting, and now our hand is just, like, pretty developed and pretty nice.
Well, we drew Grizzly Salvage, which is a very good draw, because that'll let us transform Jace now.
Yeah, let us Thoughtseize me, pretty sure.
That's resolves.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another Jace or a Blooming Marsh or a Wayfinder. I think the Wayfinder is the best one.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be able to... Yeah, well, actually... Do I have Delirium at all? No, I just have Land, Creature, Sorcery.
And you'll get to discard one more thing with Jace.
Okay, so I could discard my way to Delirium.
Yep.
Pretty easily. So I think I actually take the Jace because I'm gonna cast Thoughtseize this turn. I have instant too, so I actually have Delirium now. Yeah, I forgot about the salvage.
Sure.
So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna Thoughtseize this turn, then I'm gonna plus this Jace, play once it's transformed, play another one, and then next turn I'll get to Unmoored Ego and Traverse for something good.
If you get an extra.
If I, you know, it's never a guarantee.
Yeah.
So let's loot.
Yep.
And that was an excellent draw. This Courser we're not going to have time for, and it's another type, so that's cool.
Okay.
And then I'm going to -3 target Thoughtseize, play Swamp, and Thoughtseize you.
All right.
I will select... Oh, this is going to put me to 16. So...
Dispute is definitely the card I'm afraid of now, no matter what.
I'm gonna continue to take the unique effect and just take the Fae of Wishes. You're gonna you have a bunch of ways to dig anyway.
Okay.
And then I'll pass.
I'm gonna copy it. I lost my thing. I think it's still in one of the Lotus fields. All right, so I have to expect that you have a dispute here, which is perfect to counter this pour over the pages. So I think we don't begin there. I think that's quite a trap. So we're gonna start with blue. Remember, this is a Lotus field now for anybody who is confused. Planning?
Yep.
3, 4, 5. Okay. Not amazing by any means, but we'll pick this card, put these in the yard. Now, we could try to just jam a pour over the pages, but I think that's quite bad right now. So we're just going to blue strategic planning again.
Oh, yeah, the Sanctum Mantra is on top.
Yep.
Okay, sure.
Okay. We'll take this card. And these go to the yard. Already played our land. Can't do anything else this turn, so pass to you. Really can't find hidden strings today.
Plus the Jace.
Yep.
Well, choked on blue mana at this point. Just wondering.
Choke does prevent blue mana, so
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
pretty good at it. Which Take a look at my list and remind me what's going on.
Okay.
4 cards in hand. Forest and Pour, I know.
Yep. You don't know the other two.
Yeah. You're going to continue to play around Mystical Disputes. So you'll probably play the Forest. And you'll Pour. You'll see 4 cards with your draw step. Discard 1 of them. Have 5 cards in hand then. And 9 mana to try to kill me, which was a pretty good start. How likely am I to die? Seems pretty likely, but I don't think there's anything I can really do about it. 9 mana is, I guess, 1 short of being able to Breach plus Pour.
I mean, I definitely don't have it wrapped up, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think your hand is great.
Yeah.
So
you have been taking it apart quite well.
I'm just going to play Jason Pass.
Okay, so the shields are essentially down. Could have Abrupt Decay to interact with a Breach, if that's the case. And let's see what we can do. Speak of the devil. Okay. So we're going to start with Pour over the pages, floating a blue. Yep. Untap. 1, 2, 3. Discard. I already played a land, so don't need this breeding pool. Now, 4 blue, down to 2 blue. Cycle.
Yep.
Draw. Okay. Red. 3 red, down to 1 red. Okay. Underworld Breach. Yep. Use the red and this to play Underworld Breach. Yep. 1, 2, 3. This is playing around the Abrupt Decay. 3 up to 5 blue. Pour over the pages. Yep. Okay. Untap. 0 floating. 1, 2, 3. This. 6 blue. Down to 4 blue. Hidden Strings. Then I will go with that 4. Granted. Yep. Go get the Tome Scour.
And I'm very dead.
And you're dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I had the Dispute. We wisely played around. I didn't think that was going to stop you, so I just played the Jace. I also bottomed a Decay and kept this Nissa, which I never got to cast because I drew 2 Blooming Marshes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, and it wouldn't have been that relevant anyway.
Yeah.
But the combination of Dispute plus Decay might have stopped you because it forces. Okay, probably not.
Because here's the thing. I mean, like, play around the Decay just with the second playing of the Breach.
Pour with the Dispute back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you actually had everything covered there. Yeah, you just had it all covered. I was a little bit slow. I needed 1 more turn, really. On turn 6, I was going to lock it up with all the disruption I had. Maybe it would have been different if I do think I should have gotten the Jace down on turn 2.
Yeah,
maybe. Seized you on 3.
And I could have tried to go for the kill last turn, but I had 7 mana. So if I go for the Pour over the pages and you counter it, then I actually have a solid chance of losing the game. If I'm just patient, I don't think I can lose, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but if I get the Jace down earlier, then I would have drawn the salvage earlier, and then I would have been able to salvage a turn earlier, have more mana untapped, and unmoored Ego You with the first Jace activation.
Yep.
After Thought Seizing away the Underworld Breach, and then I take the Pours, and you like they're exiled. You draw 2 new cards, but you have to try to go off without Pour.
I can do that.
You can. You need to find like strings and phase.
Yeah, I mean, you just Breach, Granted, Tome Scar, Hidden Strings. That's all.
You're going to see a lot fewer cards.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I would have given you that 1 turn, and then maybe if those are the cards I take, then maybe my disputes are better because you don't have as much mana.
Regardless, it's always a close match, but we got 1 match left to go, and we are running a little behind schedule, so we are going to be playing now the combo battle. The Dimir Inverter versus Teamer Ramp. I'm just going to call it a different deck every time. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with our last round against Breach Against the World.